Welcome to ISC Plus One History class. We are going to continue with the same chapter, Chapter 1, Growth of Nationalism, which deals with partition of Bengal and anti-partition movement. First, we will go through the objectives of the topic. To discuss about the partition of Bengal, what were the motives of partition of Bengal, scheme of the partition of Bengal, to discuss about anti-partition movement in Bengal, critically evaluation of Swadeshi movement, and the growth of revolutionary activities. All these objectives we had earlier discussed. In this session, we will discuss about formation of secret societies. First, we will go through the new terms. Emissary, a person who is sent to another country to give some official message or to perform a task. Impetus, encouragement or motivation. Oppressive, controlling by force. Public prosecutor, a law officer who conducts criminal proceeding on behalf of the state. Acquitted, free from a criminal charge by verdict of not guilty. Cadres, small group of people who are trained for a particular job. Revolutionary radicalism, to transform the political system of a country by reforming its society, politics and religion. Revocation, the official cancellation of an act or decree. And the last term is dogmatic, being certain that your ideas are right and others should adopt them without consideration. In the last session, we had already discussed about the secret societies. The secret societies were formed by the revolutionaries in Bengal. There were mainly three revolutionary groups, Anshulin Samiti, Jugantar Group and Abhinav Bharat and some other societies. We will discuss Anshulin Samiti and Jugantar Group under one heading because both these groups had worked unitedly in Bengal. The first ever revolutionary or secret society was set up in Scottish Church College. After some time, its center was changed to Madan Mitra Lane, where it came to be known as name of Anshulin Samiti. Mr. P. N. Mitra was made its president. In India, Bengal and Baroda were the two main centers of revolutionary activities. So we will discuss both these centers with their leaders. In Bengal, Anshulin Samiti was formed, whose head was Mr. P. N. Mitra. In Baroda, there were two main revolutionaries, Aurobindo Ghosh and Barinder Ghosh. Aurobindo Ghosh sent his emissary or his messenger, Mr. Jatin Nath Banerjee, to Mr. P. N. Mitra in order to spread revolutionary or secret societies in Bengal. Then he sent his brother Barinder Ghosh to Mr. P. N. Mitra in order to form unity in the groups of secret societies in Bengal. In 1904, Mr. Aurobindo Ghosh himself left Baroda and went to Bengal and met Mr. P. N. Mitra, where he tried to solve all the differences among the secret societies of Bengal. So all these three revolutionaries, Mr. P. N. Mitra, Aurobindo Ghosh and Barinder Ghosh, they became together and they published a newspaper called Jugantar Group. Initially, it was only a newspaper. Later on, it also became a military wing or an armed wing of Anshulin Samiti. The Jugantar Group, through its revolutionaries like Khudiram Bose and Prafulla Chakki, tried to disturb the British rule. Khudiram Bose and Prafulla Chakki tried to throw bomb on Kingsford, who was the district magistrate of Muzaffarpur, but Kingsford could not be killed. In spite of him, two British ladies were killed. Mr. Prafulla Chakki committed suicide there because he did not want to be arrested by the British government. Khudiram Bose was arrested and he was hanged to death. In 1908, Aurobindo Ghosh and his brother Birendranath Ghosh, along with some other revolutionaries, were arrested. Aurobindo Ghosh was acquitted, that means he was freed from the jail, and he declared retirement from politics. Now, in order to popularize this Anshulin Samiti in East Bengal, Dhaka Anshulin Samiti was set up by Mr. Pulin Das in 1905. The prominent leaders of Dhaka Anshulin Samiti were Mr. Pulin Das, Mr. Makhan Lal Sen, and Miss Nalini Kanta Ghosh. Abhinav Bharat was another prominent secret society which was working at that time. We will discuss Abhinav Bharat and some other societies. Apart from Bengal, the secret societies were also active in Bihar, Orissa, Punjab, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Madras. In Maharashtra, there were some revolutionary societies like Bal Samaj, Mitra Mela, and Abhinav Bharat. Amongst them, Abhinav Bharat was the prominent, was the leading one. Its members were sent to Paris to learn bomb making. That means they wanted to make themselves more aware and more advanced in the field of warfare against the British rule. They were trained in riding, swimming, and mountain climbing. Abhinav Bharat, with the help of Chapekar brothers Damodar and Balkrishna, got the Commissioner Rand and his assistant called August killed at Pune in 1897. Commissioner Rand was known for his oppressive activities. Apart from these revolutionaries, some revolutionaries were also active outside India, like Mr. V.D. Savarkar and Hardyal. Mr. Hardyal were active in London. Mr. Ajit Singh and Madam Kama, both these were active in Bengal, in Europe. Then Madan Lal Dhingra was active in London. He killed Mr. Vele. Vele was an official who was working in the India office in London, and he declared that the Indians are inferior because of their color, and this is the reason Madan Lal Dhingra killed him. He was tried, he was put behind the bar, a case started on him, and he was hanged. Now we will discuss the assessment of secret societies, like whether they were successful or they were a failure. There was no mass base of these secret societies. Common people were not its member. They did not also take care of the interest of the common people. Like these secret societies, they were working secretly with the help of the arms. They did not start any agitation regarding the high land revenue that the peasants have to pay. So there was no link between the common people and these societies. Another drawback was that moderates had never supported it. Moderates were that group of Congress who had always been loyal to the British government. They never rendered their support to these secret societies. But in spite of these two drawbacks, the secret societies infused nationalism in the youth. They fostered nationalism. They made the youth brave, and nationalism a strong point of the youth. They were started as the anti-partition movement. They were started against the partition of Bengal, which was declared by Lord Curzon. But ultimately, they made self-rule or independence as their ultimate goal. They promoted small scale and cottage industries. National education was promoted. Number of Indian schools and colleges and universities were opened at that time. They boycotted the British goods and asked the people to use the Indian goods. So we can say that these secret societies, undoubtedly, they were not successful in disturbing the British Empire in long term, but they have infused a spirit of nationalism in the people. The people became more active, they became more enlightened in the national stream, and this was the main contribution of these secret societies. I hope you have understood till here. With the help of this explanation and the help of internet, you are advised to make the notes of this above topic. Thank you.